Dr. Umo. There you go, Blop.
Sun DEI.
baby.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. All right, so check out the clip. You're probably going to want to look at your phone or whatever you're watching the stream on, all right? You ain't going to want to miss this. You ready?
Hold on. Wait. There you go. I am delivered.
That's the short version.
What's the long version?
I didn't cut up the long version. I'm like, we'll see here. We'll see if we can do any more than that.
No, what is that clip gonna be for, bro?
You know, we win a game. we trade for Butler.
I am delivered. I am delivered.
Oh, playbackers! I'm sorry you can't see I can't play the clips.
Oh,
all right,
man.
Let's get this loss on the road so we can all Kawhi Euro hand off. No good, but a foul on book. He wants a challenge.
See what Beal's wife posted on Instagram. What did she
I
post?
did. Because I'm plugged in with Suns Nation. Unlike you just kind of ignore everybody, show up, go to sleep.
Exactly right.
You know, you're not really tapped in with the nation.
Correct, because you see how these weirdos are in the chat? That's how the rest of these weirdos are on Twitter.
Basically, I'll tell you what happened. So there was a fan who got ejected. You know, I think Beal was shooting free throws last game, and the fan was screaming Jimmy Butler, whatever, and kind of heckling Beal's wife. He was like not far from Beal's wife.
No, that's crazy work.
Beal and Kid, you know, and so they escorted him, and his wife posted today a long thing, basically, you know, saying how she didn't appreciate that. So yeah, just another Suns fan making us all look bad. You know what type of Suns fan I'm thinking of, right?
Yes, Suns and Five guy.
No. I mean, Suns and Four guy is like mild compared to this. This is more of like a Voldemort style Suns fan.
Voldemort would never talk to a black woman of power.
He'd only try to strip a black man of his money and take food off his kid's plate.
Correct.
Okay. That makes some funny sense there. Vision says, so wait, are the Chicago rumors valid at all? I don't know. It depends on which insider you believe is an actual insider. I mean, I saw stuff today saying one of his things is he doesn't want to go to a cold town that is a losing town. I think that double whammy of a cold losing town is not interesting to him. And he has every right to not want to go somewhere like that. But his college coach is there. It's a fun team that scores a lot of points. He wouldn't be coming off the bench. There's reasons to think he would do it, but there's also reasons to think he absolutely would not. You know.
The only way we're moving Beals, we got to send him to a big city. Or we got to use some like
at least
Hollywood.
A warm city, bro.
Now watch that. The rotation of the ball rather quickly from Bradley Beal. Bam. Grayson Allen knocks it in.
Right, I don't think Beal cares. That man's making $50 million a year. You probably tell Suns fans to suck his huevos. Okay? Huevos means eggs, right?
Yep. And Lord knows Suns fans have not been good to him, so why would he feel some type of, need to be nice to Suns fans and give Suns fans what they want? He don't feel nothing for us, does he?
Facts, bro.
We don't feel nothing for him.
Either. It's gonna make me mad, but that he won't waive his no trade clause. But bro, we have no trade clause. Let's trade it for him. It's not his fault that they ended up treating him like garbage. It's not his fault Suns fans want him gone. It's not his fault, like Gabe said, that he decided to take a third wheel roll, and now all the blame's getting blamed on him as if he's the one being, you know what I mean? Like,
is he the Bradley Beal of 5 years ago that scored 30 points per game? No. But he's not in a position, he's not on a team where he can even do that if he had it in him. But I think he could be a 24 point per night scorer, definitely.
Oh, where'd you get that from?
What, 24?
Doing his DJ thing.
Baby girls, just lay down. Nothing's happening. Man. Great first quarter, dude. I honestly, if you would have like said you have to bet on the first quarter, you have to bet $20. What's it gonna be? I would have said, "Oh, we lose the first quarter." There's no shot in hell.
No, you would have lost your money.
I know. I'm very surprised here. That's pretty cool. They're parachuting down Suns hats. That's pretty cool. Yeah, they want to see you. I don't think I've ever seen Suns hats with a P for Phoenix. That's kind of cool. Okay, babe. Okay, Kookie. Might have to get that hat, all right? I'm getting FOMO. All these people catching these hats, I might need to get
Now
one.
you want a hat.
You know? We're going to send you those Crocs this week, too. You know I'm wearing mine. All right? I got Katie some Crocs with fur inside.
Crocs.
That's what you're going to be saying. I wonder if they'll let you wear them to work.
No.
No? Too many holes in them?
I mean they would, but people wear Crocs to work. It's not recommended, though. That place is not a Croc type of place.
Yeah, I would imagine. I mean, they're a solid rubber.
Ruben, it snowed like a whole 20 days ago.
All right. You know?
Oh, the WWE is wild. I'm going to send you this. Hold on.
Yeah, that's something you could do. Start sending me new clips of WWE that I'm supposed to like. Okay?
This is an old clip.
Never would have thought, you know what this game is shaping up to have for us? A third quarter meltdown from hell. Don't you think? Because now we're up. So if we have that third quarter meltdown, it's going to hurt twice as much. Because it's like, we had them. We always do this. Type shit. Gabe, please what? The thing you don't understand about this dog burner is that if he doesn't like anything, he'll start making a honking noise. Oh, you're talking about jinxing it. But you know what I mean? Like, we're up by 11, third quarter coming around. We drop a quick 15-2 run, and it's just going to be depression city. Big Bad Brad says, when's the last time we melted down in the third? Can't be that long. If we start,
Nope.
Just see if
I
we
know
start.
What happens in the third quarter. I know what happens in the third. We're not doing that today, sir.
That would be disrespectful to me. In this entire
why are we playing good? I
halftime.
think it has something to do with the fact that we're playing James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, and so Durant and Booker are actually like trying to show up and play.
Do you think it's that?
I know it's that.
You do?
Yes.
Because I mean,
we do this all the time, bro. It's really weird. It's like they know those dudes. They've been on Olympic teams with those dudes, so they're gonna play. They're gonna play.
Bro, we don't do this against good teams, and I would consider, compared to us lately, the Clippers a good team.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's just because it's their friends, not because it's a good team. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like, yeah, bro. I feel like that's just what it is, man. They are playing well though.
Like, I feel like I am expecting a letdown in the third or fourth quarter. Okay?
Absolutely.
Let's toss that out there. Having said that, this is the best I've seen this team play possibly all year.
No, we're also lucky that they're missing a lot of shots too. So let's just
they're missing some shots, but we're showing effort. They're getting 26% steals
from 3, Gabe. That's disgusting. The Clippers, not us, by the way.
Right. Maybe that's what it is. Because we're
exactly what it is,
we're 56%.
That's what I'm saying.
Either way, let's
that bad.
Let's take the 3-point shooting out of it. The energy, the passing is back, the hustle is there.
Energy's
from
good.
Everybody.
I think it just has to do with it that they're putting effort because they are playing Kawhi and what's his face, and then also maybe they're just tired Tyronn Lue freaking having their numbers, so maybe they're actually going to put effort today. I don't know, but I just think the majority of it is the shooting. And having Richards and having some size, it does help as well.
It has helped, man. Richards is 6 points, 5 rebounds, 1 block. A couple of those were offensive rebounds.
Look at Plumlee's plus minus, bro. 3 blocks from Mason Plumlee is a crazy stat today.
Wow. It is good, man. We are bullying him to greatness. Good night, Katie. Hey, Katie, I might go to the gym with you at 5 a.m. because I slept all day. So
Bradley Beal's 0 for Gabe. This league could be even better if he wasn't 0 for.
I'm saying, bro, he's a plus 17 though. It's like when he's in there, things aren't going terribly. You know? I mean, here's what I wish I could do. I wish I could just have the game end now.
Also, our rotations are so weird. Why are we 3 deep?
We're doing what it takes, man, to get this dub. No Osa. I like that. You're right, though. That is crazy. Doesn't that feel like... I can't believe Coach
Oso,
doesn't play
Nurkic,
Monte.
or Bobo. We literally have 5 centers on this team.
5.
Bobo, Nurkic, Oso, Richards, Plumlee.
Yo, Jack Bauer's snoring. Listen to this.
I can't hear it.
He stopped when I pulled the mic to him. Little dick.
But yeah, it's crazy. Like, I guess you can count Bobo as a 4 if you want to, but he's listed as a center. So that's crazy. We literally have 5 big men on this roster.
I mean, do we really have 5?
Yes, we Oso, Nurkic, I'm counting them all. We literally have 5 big men, in every sense of the word, taller than 6'9".
I feel like we have 3.
We have 5 of them on this team.
I feel like Bulbul's a 4, and Oso's
you hear what
I
just said?
I know, but size don't really, to me, mean like the end all be all. You know, I mean, Kevin Durant's 6'11", 7 foot. Are we gonna call him a center? All right, we got 6 centers.
Yes.
You know,
we have all this size and length and don't know what to do with it.
It's not impactful size and length. The only impactful size and length is Nick Richards and Plumlee when he's not having brain rot. Plumlee when he's not being that was kind of cool. Plumlee when he's not being possessed by the ghost of Drew Eubanks.
That's hilarious.
You know what I mean?
Drew Eubanks is hilarious.
He ain't even dead yet. God save and keep him. QQ says, or Qui says, who's gonna win? That's the unfortunate thing about being a fan of this team. You can't trust leads. You cannot trust leads from this team. This 13-point lead means nothing. To me, it means nothing. What about you?
Yeah, third quarter's coming up, in which I'm going to go to bed and not watch.
How about you watch like the first couple minutes to see?
Nope.
No, you want to go to sleep with hopium?
Absolutely.
A full tank of hopium?
Bro. I don't want to start watching it because if I start watching the third, I'm going to stay up late, and then they're going to freaking go on a freaking streak and lose the third quarter. I'm going to be mad. So, no, I am saving myself my mental wellness.
The anguish, you know?
Wellness. Maybe I'll join playback while I'm in bed.
Night stream. Sleep stream. I mean, you know, some streamers do sleep streams.
My name's not Amaranth or whatever her name is.
Well, Kai does it.
Kai is weird.
You know? And he has Miles Morales entertain the chat while he sleeps. Maybe Mrs. Sundo
I could never
play
ever picture
charades
myself being a sleep stream. So it sounds so stupid.
Like if you're that big of a streamer, you have that many people that watch you, and you could have 15,000 people watching you while you sleep, and you could be making money in your sleep. That's kind of interesting.
It is interesting. I can never do that.
I don't know how you would fall asleep.
That's my point.
You know? No, burner. You're never gonna know. Dylon says, when is Jimmy coming to us? I guess we have a little bit of halftime time left. You want to tell him what you think about?
Dylon, because I spit hot fire. I don't know what's going on with the Jimmy Butler move, man. I just know it's going to. Bill keeps saying no.
You have a suspicion. Your suspicion is that it gets darkest before dawn. Right? So you think it's a good thing that things are looking bleak because that's when a deal's actually going to get done. Due to past experiences where you felt like that during the Kevin Durant saga.
Absolutely. That's just me reaching, but yes.
It's not unfounded, okay? That's kind of cool. It's not completely unfounded. However, I'm starting to not question how, the reason why we made a video that said that the Suns just won the Jimmy sweepstakes is because the Suns took one first-round pick, a probably decent first-round pick if the Suns suck, and turned it into 3 mid-first-round picks. I was thinking about it last night, man. If you told me that Jimmy wasn't involved, but that we were able to get 3 mid-first-round picks for 1 potentially good first-round picks, I don't know that I wouldn't have done the move just to get the 3 first-round picks.
That's what I said. That's what I said in the video. I was like, man, worst case scenario, we have 3 first-round picks we can use for the next 3 years.
And we're not in pick hell anymore.
Yeah. So, like, worst case scenario, it's still all worked out. You know what I mean? So, you don't get Jimmy. You still have to keep Bill. But guess what? You have a second and a first this year that you can draft on younger players. So
I just feel like my whole reasoning for making that video, not my whole reasoning, the underlying reason why I felt like we were going to get what we wanted in Jimmy Butler was the fact that I didn't think that Pat Riley would harm his own team. Right? It's like mutually assured destruction. Why does driving work? How come people don't crash into each other all the time when they're going on a 1-lane road with the dotted line in the middle that can be crossed? because I'm not going to risk your health and you're not going to risk mine because we're risking our own. So hurting you hurts me. You hurting me hurts you. So there's just this trust of other drivers. I know they don't want to get hurt, so they're going to do the best they can for the most part with some issues here and there. A completely avoidable accident, like not getting rid of Jimmy Butler for 2 first-round picks, which is more. I feel like we have more than enough to get the job done outside of the fact that they want talent to go along with the picks. But apparently he's willing to crash his own car
good for Jimmy Butler, bro. I'm good. I'm glad that, you know what? I'm glad he's doing what he's doing. And if we don't get him, then cool. He just wrecked Pat Riley. I'm cool for it. I'm here for it.
Burner says, how does Levine fit in the lineup? Okay, so let's just say Levine. Let's just say
he doesn't. He fits in the same spot Bradley Beal is.
Same situation, only you could argue that he's probably got more juice in the tank. Right? That's how that works. A little bit taller, a better three-point shooter, a better shooter, period. But what are you going to do? Have him out there as the decoy like Brad Beal when playing with? I don't know. I don't know if it works better. How do you send Zach LaVine to the bench? How does that work? You know, it didn't work with Beal. Beal took it very poorly. Very emotional about it.
Calvin, the Suns took on Beal because basically, at the end of the day, if you actually think about it, you literally traded Beal for what you thought was an aging CP3 and a player that you didn't want on your team anymore in Landry Shamet. So, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you still got to look at the trade for what it was. You got what you thought was going to be third all-star to this team for 2 players you didn't even want at the end of the day. So, I mean, the contract is absolutely terrible, but the trade was still, you know, you got value for 2 players you deemed unvaluable to you. But either way, hindsight's 2020. Maybe you shouldn't have done that trade. Maybe you should have just let freaking Shamet walk.
If we can move DeAndre Ayton on a max deal that he didn't deserve at all, we should be able to move Bradley Beal on a max deal that he did deserve. Can't, because he has no
trade clause.
It's true. It makes it more difficult.
Anyway, third quarter's about to start. I'm going to bed.
Give me under a minute to go grab coffee.
No.
I'm just grabbing coffee. Talk to the chat. Tell them your deepest dreams and desires. Because that's what they want. His girlfriend is laying underneath me, pouting that I won't pick her up. The problem is she's in heat right now. I'm not trying to get blood all over me pants, all right? Fatima Fernandez says, nice game. It is a nice game. It's been a fun game. Why can't they all be like this? Why can't we be up like this against bad teams and then pull away and blow them out? You know? Ruben, this dog did lay pipe. This dog has got so much sex appeal. Even at age 13, 14, this dog has sex appeal. All right? All these girls in the house, they want him. I'm telling you. Miss Guerrero will she will corroborate my story. They all want this pup. Papa says, well, y'all are choking right now, though. Please, we've choked way harder than this. This ain't even choking yet. Just be patient. 11-6, that's child's play for what we do. But yeah, I do expect a choke job, if not in the third, the fourth. But that's just what this team has trained me. You know, Oprah says people train you on how to treat them. And I agree with Oprah always. All right? I agree with her decision to take a couple million from the Kamala Harris campaign, and I agree with her that people train you how to treat them. And the way you treat the Suns have trained us to treat them is to not believe in them and to bully them to greatness, or else you won't get nothing. Metro, how dare you talk about a black woman like that? Black women are not for play, especially for a little pissant like you. That's right, I'm bringing pissant Metro back. Oh, man. Bernie says 36 unbothered. Poison Ivy says, my prediction, Gabe, Miami ends up taking Beal last minute and draft picks and call it a day. Whoever JG9 raid is, whoever the JG9 is, thank you guys for raiding us, man. Send me a link. Am I missing something? Is this... It's not the Sports Fury, you know? 2K God says Bradley Heel checked out. I don't know. Like, I feel like maybe he's checked out. But yeah, to answer your comment, Ivy, you guys have heard me talking about Locked On Heat a lot lately, right? You guys should check them out. If you have questions about Butler, they're really good. Both of them are they're actual, media people with credentials for the Heat. They've been doing 4 videos a day talking about the Heat right now, and they're crushing it. And last night I was watching them, and they said that they did a poll amongst Heat fans, and 56% of Heat fans said, just take Beal and the first-round picks and be done with it. So I know that Heat fans are starting to change their tune a little bit, but the Heat front office is who you're dealing with, and the Heat front office is old and crusty and just not interested. Not interested. So we'll see what happens. Ronald says, give the freaking ball to KD and Book. Stop ball hawking. Let's see here. Durant is 5 for 12 and Book is 6 for 13. It's not the worst. It's not the worst. I'd like Grayson to start getting some more shots. He was hot early. That was what was keeping us. We knew it was coming. The only question is, are they going to continue to melt down in the fourth, or were they pulling themselves out of it to the point where they're going to continue, right? 31-23. We score our least, we give up the most that we have all game in this quarter. Is anyone surprised, other than the person in the chat who asked earlier, when's the last time we melted down in the third? To which I would say, don't ever question the Suns' ability to melt down in the third. It is what they do. Austin says, we are hunting too much, attack the rim. I agree with that. They need to stop passing it to Plumlee. Stop acting like there's anything Plumlee can do with the ball if someone's guarding him, because they can't. He can't, sorry. Mike says, Bud says Beal's one of his closers. We will find out how true this is very soon. Well, at least he's starting to get it going. He's actually seen the ball hit the bottom of the net twice now, off of a dunk and a floater. Sometimes that's all it takes for a scorer. But I would be happy if it was 75-83. But that last step back three from Harden really grinds my gears and really puts fear in me. Because this could easily come down to a one-possession game, and that step back three at the buzzer, that's going to be the thing that haunts me. Stars, I'm bald Aiden Ross. Okay? I'm his older brother. Gabe and Ross. Final boss, Roy Maivia, 199 Dono says, check Discord, Gabe, and working still. All right, let's see what you said in the Discord. You post some more pickies. Are you in a robe now? Bro, I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of jealous of that WWE belt you have. It is dope. You never want to ask somebody how much they paid for something, but I kind of need to ask you, how much was that belt? Was that an expensive belt, or do knockoffs look that good? Roy's sex appeal is just through the roof at this point, people. You guys could learn a lot from him.
This is the first fourth quarter minutes he's played since he has.
Love Yourself says, nah, Gabe, Aiden Ross's brother is wild. Is he?
Mason trailing the play.
Tyus, top of the key. Suns already giving up a bucket or so here. What is this? 85-80, Tyus with the bucket. No, Shadow. But people have always told me that I look like Aiden Ross ever since I started streaming. I didn't even know who it was until people brought him up. I'm like, oh, yeah. How did they save that? Good job, Goose, going up for the steal. Suns hanging in there in the fourth, though. 8-7, no meltdown in the fourth yet. I mean, Burner, my wife's always telling me size doesn't matter, but in a basketball context, I can't help but feel like it does. Timothy Sundo had to go to bed already. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with the score. It should be updating, right? It's 86-90. I'll double check it when the score pops back on the screen. Yes says we need this win. And you know what, man? We really, really, really do need this win. We do. We just got done playing a bunch of bottom feeders, and we lost to a few of them, or at least a couple of them. I would classify the Clippers as a mid to above average team. We got to prove we can beat teams like this, and they're healthy. They've got their guys in there. If we can win this game, it could actually change the way we feel about the Suns. Like, okay, we're back to not being bottom feeders ourselves. Rodriguez, great point, says Richards is in foul trouble. He does have 4 fouls. Perhaps Coach Bud is just saving him for the most important points of the game, which I can live with. Is that AJ? I'll just call you AJ. AJTR3Y5 says Zubac having a bad game, thank God. True. We are lucky he's missed point blank quite a few times because he is such an issue in the paint for this team. Always has been. But I have definitely liked Nick Richards going up against him better than Nurk. Nurk gets his ass eaten every time he plays Zubac. Stop hating on my phone case, Burner. Listen, I need a wallet phone case to keep my stuff in it because I'll lose my wallet if I don't have it in my phone. Played good from the jump. It's just the Clippers are playing pretty good from the jump. And so when that happens, I expect the Suns to fold at some point, and they didn't. They made tough shots, somehow, and we're going to hear from him. I'm sure they're going to ask him, and he's going to be gloating a little bit, Coach Bud. Somehow we got away with not playing Nick Richards in the fourth quarter. I hate that decision. I don't want Coach Bud to have it in his head that that's a winning formula for this team, because it's not. We got lucky. I don't think Plumlee had a point, and I don't think he was necessarily... I definitely don't think he did better than Nick Richards. Nick Richards had 4 fouls. He should have continued to play in that game. Let's be honest. Mirage says, yeah, but Plumlee was in a zone. I mean, kind of. He didn't go full Drew Eubanks on us, but it's like, why don't you think that, not you, but why doesn't Bud think Nick Richards can do that? Don't take Nick Richards out until he fouls out, man. And he had 4 in the third quarter, and he never came back in. I don't like that. But let's pull up the stats here. And once again, don't go anywhere, guys, because we were going to have the post-game press conference if we can make it that far. Kevin Durant, 9 for 19, 4 for 8 from 3, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 rebounds, 24 points. Led by Devin Booker, 9 for 21, 5 for 10 from 3. Both of the boys shot 50% from 3. Live by the 3, die by the 3, right, Code? Man, 8 assists, 7 rebounds, a steal, and only 2 turnovers for Book. I'd say it's a good game, even though he was a -8. So here's the thing. I don't understand plus minus clearly. I guess the reason why you keep Plumlee in the game is because he was a plus 22. A plus 22. Somebody explain to me why. Was it the blocks? Is it the braids? Is it this? He only got 6 rebounds, 3 offensive. Shit, Nick Richards didn't play the fourth, and Nick Richards out-rebounded him and tied him for offensive rebounds. I'm not trying to complain too much about that. It's just, I love Nick Richards. Ben Lippard, that's hilarious, says Plum was in the zone, the friend zone. Yeah, he's Bud's best friend. So that's why he was playing. Bradley Beal, wow, whoever had Beal getting 10 points, I'm sorry, man. He only ends up with 9. It's like Vegas knows something. He went 1 for 5. He did have a couple of steals. He did hit those clutch free throws at the end of the game, so I'm going to give him a pass and just wash it away and say he's in a situation right now where things are not going his way at all. His wife's pissed. He's ready to leave. He knows he's about to leave. Like, I can imagine his head is clouded, and it affected him. So, still, you're $50 million a year. You got to be better than 9 points. You got to be better than 1 for 5, but it is what it is. We should be getting some closure to that situation at some point. Grayson Allen stepped up, but not only Grayson. This was a game where he and Royce O'Neal were both hitting the 3. It's been rare, and I truly believe if both of those players are hitting the 3, we can go toe-to-toe with any team in the league. But we need both of them hitting, and it is rare. It's like one is hitting, the other's not. We can get both of those guys in a rhythm, because what that does is it spreads the offense so much better that it gives Book more opportunities to get his easier. It gives Durant more opportunities. Tyus's threes become wide open again. Tyus, kind of an unsung hero in this game, quietly with 17 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 for 8 from 3. It don't get no better than that. And, you know, Sundo pointed this out before he had to leave us. Interesting that the Suns only went 8 deep tonight. They played only 8 players. Nurk, Bull, Oso, Morris, Lee, and Gillespie. No minutes. And you go out here, and honest to God, guys, 109 points to give up. Only giving up 109 feels good against this Clippers team. It really does. We've been giving up so many damn points. And we hung in there just enough. 31 in the third, 31 in the fourth for Los Angeles. That's not good, but we hung in there. We scored enough to get away with this win. I love Gillespie too, Mona. I can't wait until the future. Hopefully he's getting minutes for this team at some point because he's got something to offer this team. But if Monte Morris isn't getting minutes, you ain't going to see Colin Gillespie unless it's a blowout, right? That's just how the cookie crumbles around here. Let's go to the chat, see what y'all are talking about. World Peace says Kawhi restrictions minutes is crazy. Well, he's coming back from that injury. He played well past his injury restriction tonight, and Suns still get the dub, you know? Mirage says Grayson and a pick for Denny Avdia. Man, I hate to give up Grayson because he's such a stud and such a help for this team, but I don't want people to sleep on Denny Avdia. Denny Avdia is really, really good. He's probably the biggest bright spot for the Blazers this season. Maybe not, but he's up there. Bro is a hooper, and if the Suns are somehow able to steal him away, that's what it would be, a steal. And I just don't necessarily see it happening, but you would have to give up something like Goose and a pick. MSD says, why didn't Nick Richards play the last quarter? Two things. Bud loves Plumlee. And I'm going to play the Coach Bud interview after this. And I'm sure he'll say, Plumlee was in a rhythm and we just decided to go with him. But bottom line, he was a plus 22. He had 3 blocks. He was getting us good tap-out, second chance opportunities, not very far off from what you used to see from Tyson Chandler. Remember the king of the tap-out rebound? His tap-outs were on point tonight, and it gave us multiple opportunities. Offensive rebounds, we had 11. What did the Clippers have? 10. I mean, that could be it right there. You know, we won the offensive rebound battle, which is something we normally don't win. Yeah. So as much as I can't stand Plumlee most of the time, I got to give him credit. Technically, it was okay. We got the win. I think it would have been better with Nick Richards out there, though. Chris Stu says we're keeping the Goose, Gabe. Yeah, I don't want to lose Grayson under any circumstances, but if it makes the team better, I'll do it. You know? Eddie says that was a little risky to tell Grayson to miss that on purpose. They should just trust their inbound defense. Man, that was scary. Can you imagine the heartbreak? Like, let's just think about the universe that exists where he did hit that, right? Y'all in a multiverse theory? Imagine we're in the universe where he hits that off the backboard and we all just disappear like Thanos snapped us out of existence because we'd be that depressed right now. Tonight's a night where I'm going to sleep like a baby because of a win. AJ says someone was saying Richards got hurt. I hope and pray that's not true, but thank you for that update. We'll keep an eye on that. Rodriguez says Richards will be fresh for the next game. Absolutely. Ben Lippert says Grayson is one of the few consistently good players on this team. It would hurt real bad to see him go. I agree. Mirage says Sophie looking like a snack tonight. When is she not? Okay. Frozen Pride says, any chance Magic still trying to move Goga? I'll have to look into that. I doubt it, though. He just keeps getting better every year, and they suffer from injuries. I don't know. You might have to give up something nice to get Goga. I would. To have Goga and Nick Richards as our centers, dude, I don't even know who you start. I don't even know that I wouldn't start Goga over him. That's crazy. I wonder if Goga's still an actual option. Yu says we must keep Beal. Yu, can you explain why? Can you give me a little bit more backstory as to why you think we must keep Beal? Corey says Grayson Allen to Indiana for Nembhard and Naismith. Nembhard better defensive option at point guard. Naismith an athletic wing. That's decent return. That's decent return. Oracle says, "Can we get a midnight trade alert tonight?" I doubt it, man. It feels like it feels like the Butler situation is washing away with the tide, and I don't know if it's going to come back, honestly. Hope I'm wrong. Rodriguez says Beal was horrible. He was horrible. 0 points through the first half. Then he finally helped us out, pitched in 9 points. And remember, Rodriguez, he did hit those clutch free throws to seal the game before your boy Grayson had to seal it again, right? Cyclehawk says, love Beal as a person. He just ain't it for this team, and it's not even his fault entirely. I agree with you 100%. Love him, and I feel bad that the situation has turned out how it has. And that shit escalated quickly, didn't it? Xtron says, will anyone trade for him? Talking about Nurk. We could get Nurk traded. It's going to cost us a first-round pick. Big reason why they were willing to trade that one better pick for 3 mid picks is because they know they're going to have to attach something to get rid of Nurk's fat ass. All right, we got Coach Bud here.
Overall team effort.
Let's hear what Bud has to say about not playing Nick Richards.
I think guys are being aggressive, looking for them, finding them, all the different environments where they can happen. So, we needed them all. So it's good to see.
No Ryan Dunn, but you had Grayson Allen coming off the bench with 18 points. How instrumental was he for you guys tonight?
Yeah, Grayson is great. He's one of those guys that, obviously from the three-point line, he's special, but I think he's special driving a closeout. Had the great drive in the first half and the footwork around the basket. So he does a lot of things. I don't know if he got any tonight, but he works the offensive glass. He's got just good timing. He was good for us tonight.
Coach, just had a couple of things real quick. First, what made you start Royce? And then second, what made you go with Mason down the stretch?
Royce, I think he gave us, a presence on Harden. We had a lot of different people we were going to throw at Harden, but I think starting with Royce and then coming with Brad, I thought Brad did a great job on Harden, did a great job on Kawhi. Just kind of trying to keep some of those same combinations we've been talking about. Brad had some big defensive plays in the first half, some big defensive plays in the second half. So he and Royce defensively, I thought gave us a great presence on, Harden and Leonard.
And then Mason, what made you still go with Mason at the end?
Yeah, just, a little bit of gut. He was playing well. His activity, both defensively and offensively, felt like he was everywhere. Just more of a gut feel.
The other thing was on your challenges, you went a stretch where maybe you were going with them early, say first quarter. Seemed like as of late, you maybe held it and went maybe second half or fourth was maybe changed with the philosophy on the challenges, or is it just the same? You just called them at different times?
No, it's the same. I think the plays maybe haven't happened early or first quarter where we feel like the first one you want to be confident and win it. So the loose ball foul, I thought Mason's activity. Mason gets the deflection and basically going to get a steal, and we get the loose ball foul on the challenge, and so it's the bench. Justin Maxey does a great job with it. The staff does a great job with it. So we got to keep working to be good and better there too.
Coach, when you look at that 10-0 run that the Clippers went on there right near the end, was there anything that you felt that stood out in terms of cleaning things up, or was it just a matter of you generated a couple of good looks, they just didn't fall?
A little bit of both. There were a couple, I thought really good looks, good opportunities that didn't go in, and Harden hit, 1 or 2 tough shots in that stretch, and I think he got the foul in that stretch, and he's such a tough cover. Again, I thought Brad was great on him. So they made a couple plays to go on a 10-0. We had a couple opportunities that just didn't drop for us, and fortunately we're able to, hold on.
You guys have been stringing together wins, 8 out of your last 10. Does it feel like you guys are kind of building momentum in terms of the type of team that you want to be?
Yeah, tonight is a good win. The Clippers and, their players and Coach Lou have done a great job, and to find a way to win this game. We got to keep stacking them. We got to keep building on them, get better.
In terms of what you guys were doing to generate those threes, it felt like Book was really the catalyst and sort of chaining together those threes, just what you saw from him kind of attacking and kicking it.
Yeah, I thought, first he created some for himself. He was aggressive coming off the pick and roll. If there was a window to shoot the pull-up threes in the pick and roll, he was getting them up. And then, as they started pulling in and being more aggressive on him, it felt like he made the right reads. And the passes, just there's a sharpness that you need, a crispness on those passes that, we're good, and we need to keep seeking those out.
Hey, Coach. CJ Chavez, Burn City Sports. Your team only allowed 8 points on the bench tonight. Sorry, over here. Sorry. You only allowed the Clippers to score the Clippers bench to score 8 points tonight. What did you like, or what was working for you guys out there against their second unit tonight?
I think, they're, the ball's in Harden and Leonard and Norman Powell's hands a lot. Zubac had a big night, so we didn't do anything, unique or special against, their second group. I think it's just one of those kind of little bit quirky things that happen. All right, thank you, guys.
All right, guys, a lot of people talking about Beal. Probably get Durant or Book next, so stay tuned for that. We go up here to James Johnson's $5 dono. Says, Gabe, do you think Beal is staying and we are just flipping Nurk and a pick for a wing? Zach trade would be terrible for on-court reasons. So I still think we're going to try to move Beal. However, I can't help but think about, what if Beal starts to get into a rhythm on – it hasn't happened yet, right? We've seen a couple of good Beal bench games. But what if I'm talking about playoffs. Talk about playoffs when we're where we are is kind of funny, but let's just say we get to the playoffs. If we've got Bradley Beal coming off the bench and he's long accepted it and he's playing his like the best that he can off the bench, that could be really dangerous. I don't know if you can put that toothpaste back in the tube, though. You probably can't. And upsetting Beal's wife the way that the fans did, being, whoever the dickhead was that was talking shit to his wife, that's going to make it a little harder again to make the Beal thing work here. But I just can't help but imagine how nice that would be if Beal accepted, due to reality exposing itself to him, that this is the path, man. You are a bench star now. You can be a star off the bench. We can win. I just don't know if that's ever going to happen, right? Hopefully we're able to swap Nurk out for something usable, right? Like someone as usable as Josh Okogie would make me happy when it comes to getting rid of him, and you're giving up a pick for it. It's just you got to do what you got to do to get out. And it all starts with that bad deal that we gave Ayton. Okay, that's where all of this shit started. Now, as far as you said, the Zach Levine trade would be bad on court. I don't know that it would be any worse than what Beal is on the court. It would be a lot of the same situation. You're bringing in another ball dominant scorer into the team, and you might end up having to ask him, hey man, we need you to come off the bench, which is just, that can't go well, right? We all saw how Beal did not handle it well. I don't think Levine is going to come in and be like, oh yeah, can't wait to come play off the bench. No. Butler, you're able to stick in the starting lineup, easy peasy, no problem. There's no question. But because Zach is more of an offensive threat, I just don't know how. There's only one ball, right? So we'll see. No burner. I ain't reading none of that comment about why he played Mason. Johnny Dang 199 dono. Thank you, man. Says, why don't you think the Butler trade happens? I think that two things. Pat Riley is really stubborn, We all know that. He's used to winning these trades. He doesn't ever want to trade unless he gets to trade R-word you. All right? If he ain't getting to R-word you, he doesn't want to do the trade. So you're dealing with that to start with, right? Then you have Jimmy Butler rubbing his nose in it, rubbing Pat Riley's face in it like a dog that pissed on the carpet, wearing orange braids, wearing purple braids, quitting on his team, not cheering for his team, missing flights, wearing Phoenix Suns colored shoes every game. Like, Riley is that type of dude that's like, so you want to demand a trade and rub my face in it? F you. I'd rather die than watch you go where you want to go. I think that's the type of dude he is. They're just punishing Jimmy, rightfully so, because Jimmy's probably being an a-hole. They're just punishing him. They're not looking to I hope I'm wrong. I hope Sundo's right. I hope this is another Ryan Dunn situation where Sundo calls it and I just don't see it. Sundo says he thinks this is when it's going to happen because this is how it happens. Like, whenever everybody loses faith, that's when a deal gets done. I hope he's right. Rodriguez says, I'm so glad we won. Me too. This was a big win for the Suns. This could end up being a win that we look back on and say, that's when everything started to turn around for the better. Right now, I would say it was after the loss to the Pacers, we came out and we've turned our luck around after the Pacers game. If you remember, go back and look at the schedule. We've been on a more winning trend since then. We're 9 wins out of our last 12 games. Double up. You know what I'm saying? 9 out of 12, that's a positive way to look at things. Now, it's been easy teams, and I thought we'd fall right back off the winning wagon once we played this Clippers team. But no, some of that winning mentality has carried over from the bums we were cooking, and now we beat a team that in recent history would beat the brakes off of us, and we'd all be screaming at each other in the chat and screaming, trade him. Well, we kind of still are, but you know what I'm saying. Baby Malo says we are 8th in the standings. That's incredible. That is incredible. And we're only, 5 games out of 5th? 4 games out of 5th? Cycle Hawk says we still can't play a full 48. No. But we are such a talented team, we should be able to beat teams by playing 40 good minutes. 40 good minutes from this team should be enough, and it hasn't been in recent past. Turtle says Wolves and Warriors will confirm if we're a solid basketball team again. Great point, Turtles. Those will be just as big of, just as impressive of wins if we can get them. Al says, how about 2 firsts for Cam Johnson or Allen for Johnson? So, Al, the only reason that that's difficult, because I do it all day. I would let doctors remove one of my testicles if I thought that one of my testicles would help the trade value to get us Cam Johnson. But I'm pretty certain Grayson doesn't make as much as Cam. We're in the second apron, so we have to send someone that costs more than Cam Johnson. And I believe the only person we have that costs more that we're willing to part with is is Bradley Beal. And I'm almost certain Bradley Beal will not accept a trade to the Brooklyn Nets. But I like where your head is at. Pause. And LMAO. Mirage says Grayson for Obi Toppin. Mirage, you just want to get rid of Grayson, don't you? What's going on with you? See, Isaac, that's where I draw the line. Just like, here's the line. I draw the line at Ryan Dunn and both testicles. I still might want to have kids. You know? And if the weed hasn't killed my sperm count enough, I think losing one testicle would be about all I could part with. Oracle says Randall had to hit some bullcrap 3 to beat us off a push-off. Oh, my God, dude. I totally washed that out of my mind. We have to beat the Wolves. We have to get actual revenge because that was some bullshit. And here's what I hated about it the most. The thing I hated about it the most was the way Wolves fans and Randall himself acted cocky and arrogant, like that wasn't the biggest shove off since Michael Jordan shoved what's his face in the finals. That game had me reaching for the nuclear codes. So for that reason alone, I might want that game to be a win too much. I'm probably going to have my heart broken during that game. But the Warriors, I really want to see the Warriors game. I want us to beat the Warriors. I want to see if we can chase around Steph Curry and keep him from exploding on us, pause and LMAO. I want to see if we can keep Wiggins from cooking us. Yeah, Ruben, I mean, the whole MJ Russell push is, I mean, I'm a Jordan stan till I die, so I mean, I can argue with you. I could be on your side with that. World Peace says, where's KD's post game, man? Well, it still says it's coming up. We'll see. I'm hoping it's any second now. Turtle says, Warriors been on a downward spiral. Good. Keep spiraling. Keep spiraling. We need to beat them. Mirage says Flex has been quiet, LOL. I don't know. I saw Flex talking pretty recently about how something's going to happen. You know, I think he thinks something's still going to happen, man, even as of today. Jose says Warriors easy work. We'll see. Ooh, look at Book looking all studious. Look at this handsome man. I'd kiss him on the lips if I could.
You know, everybody that was a part of that trip and that experience, you know, it's going to hold a special place in our hearts for a long time. And I remember when he came to Minnesota and told us that we'd be on the team, and, you know, now over almost a year later, being presented with that was pretty cool.
I had a question in mind, and I see you with glasses. What's going on?
Blue light, man. You got to stay off this phone.
Curious with the end of the game, in the free throw game. I know that there's something that teams have to make a call on. Do you foul or not foul? What's your theory on in the game situations where that potential is there to foul to make it a free throw contest?
I'm always for it, but, you know, I know how to play it both ways. So, you know, whatever the team wants to ride with, I'm with it. You know, I think fouling tonight's a perfect example. You know, they still have to make the free throws, and, you know, you hold the advantage with the 3 points.
Other thing was you mentioned how getting up threes, and particularly that first half, you guys got up a lot. I think you ended with 47. What do you think about that number in terms of the number of attempts? Obviously, the makes are important too, but just the number of attempts.
Yeah, keep shooting it. You know, everybody shot it well tonight, but, you know, still encouraging if, you know, we come out and shoot blanks that, you know, you still have to get them up. You have a better chance of offensive rebounding, and, you know, the recipe's out there. I'm not saying shoot all threes. I know people are having a hard time adjusting to that, but good ball movement also usually leads to a 3-2.
Look, you guys have won 8 out of your last 10 games. What do you think has been the biggest difference throughout this stretch?
I'd say defense. I think we've been guarding a lot better than we were, more connected, and, you know, that starts with communication.
Book, on that note, you guys are looking a lot more connected. Just speak to the importance of that connectivity and what it took to get to this level of play.
We still have room for improvement, but, you know, it takes accountability. It takes leadership, you know, amongst everybody, you know, not just coach, not just Kevin, not just myself. Like, you know, it's an open dialogue throughout the whole game, you know, to figure out what's going on and how you're going to adjust. And but at the end of the day, you got to play hard too.
Book, Coach talked about how you exploited the pick and roll tonight. Just want to get your thoughts on that and how you were able to sort of exploit some of those mismatches.
Just reading the defense, you know, taking what the defense gives you, and, you know, being a scoring threat, you know, opens up shots for, you know, other people on the backside. So, you know, just process of elimination.
Thanks, Book.
Appreciate it.
Good little book interview. Hopefully they give us Durant next, because I want to hear from Durant. Or, and I don't think they'll ever put Beal out there. I wouldn't mind hearing from Grayson. When does Grayson Allen get to address, Asia, yeah, me and Josh are both Bears and Cubs fans. I used to love all Chicago teams. I still do, except for the Bulls. I stopped liking the Bulls when I was like maybe 10, 11 years old. Didn't have a team until I was 20, and I moved to Phoenix and fell in love with a certain white man named Steve Nash and all of his sexy teammates, Amari, Raja Bell, that whole gang. And then Shaq got there, and I lost it. Couldn't have been more excited for Shaq, because I'm an idiot. Mandy Moore fan says, how many pair of book ones do you own? Sadly, only one. But I've got 3 pairs of Kevin Durant's. I need to get more books. I really do. I just feel like the best book ones don't go up for sale. They don't sell the best ones. It's like they only give you the so-so ones. I don't want those. I don't want the all white ones or whatever. Like, those are going to get dirty too quick. The ones he was wearing tonight were gorgeous, and I don't think I've ever seen him wear them. Baby Mala said the Forrest Gump was good. That was such a good ad. It almost makes me want to just get those, So, Mandy Moore, did you get the purple on purple, like the lavender purple with the little bit darker purple? Violetta says, wow, Durant shoes. Thank you, Gabe. Yeah, I mean, the Durant shoes are great. The thing is, Booker's shoes are the most comfortable on-court, off-court combination I've ever felt. I could wear Devin Booker shoes for the rest of my life and never need to switch shoes. They are that I don't know what he did to get Nike to hook him up with that sort of comfort, but he did it. Chris Hall says, later, Gabe. Later, bro. Shout out to Shane in heaven. Burner says, I got foam posits, makes my feet sweat like a bitch, but they're nice. Bro, the foam posits used to be, and they are still one of the best shoes of all time. They look so good. Richard says, no, Beal is definitely not worth that $50 million. Look, the reason they paid Beal $50 million is because he was the best thing that Washington ever had, and he earned that money by keeping them quasi-relevant. So, like, if we had brought him in and said, hey, we think you're worth $50 million, that would have been stupid. But I understand him getting it from Washington. You know what I mean? Mirage says, have we shot that much in a game this season? You mean like total 47 threes. I bet you we have. We just haven't hit as many as we did tonight normally. We shot good. This was a code game. This is where code says you live by the 3, you die by the 3. We lived by it today. Totally lived by it. And it feels good. But doesn't it feel bad when you die by the 3, which it seems like we've been doing more? Essa Job says, love the channel, big bro. Appreciate you, Essa. Thank you. We love hanging out with you guys during these games. You guys can tell Sundo be loving it, okay? Sundo's like a giddy little child when we start these streams. But then he treats y'all like he's keeping you at arm's length, like he doesn't love you, but he does. Trust. Isaac, I responded to Beal's wife. I hope she reads it. I appreciate everybody telling Beal's wife that fan doesn't represent all of us. It represents a lot of us, not gonna lie. I bet you there's a lot more Suns fans that agree with that dude than I would like to imagine, but okay, press conference has ended. I guess we're not getting Durant. That's okay. Where's this at? Let's pull the stats back up. So, yeah. I can't remember the last time we shot 47% from 3 on 47 threes. That was crazy. Baby Mala says the KD fans and her comments are awful. I bet they are. I didn't get a chance to read it all. I'm going to go through and look at what people were saying. But I bet because KD fans, and I'm a KD fan, but the KD stans that are only here for KD, they have no attachment to Phoenix. They don't care. They've been through this 4 or 5 times before. Wherever KD goes, they go. They talk shit about that current team, and they try to disassociate KD from everything that goes on and blame everyone else and never KD. So it's like, it just sucks. It sucks. Asia says, Gabe, I needed this after my mom passed. Yeah, hopefully this gave you like a good few hours of not having to think about it, right? That's always the biggest thing. My wife, since she lost her mom, no disrespect, she sleeps all day, every day, and I don't even give her shit for it. It's like, I get it. You just want to sleep through that sort of thing. Anything to take your mind off of something so serious. Mona says KD Prime losing it. Is he losing it on Beal's wife or just in general right now? Because you know that dude gets pissed whenever Durant doesn't take all the shots. I will, Ruby. I'll let her know. Rodriguez says, can you imagine if Beal was actually good? Yeah, imagine Beal was that 30-point per game scorer that he was 5 years ago. And he was so good that we didn't have to take him off the bench. We didn't have to bring him off the bench. That would be incredible. But it is what it is. I think, so here was Bradley Beal with the Wizards, talent-wise and what he could achieve. Here he is with the Suns. If he was on a team where he wasn't the third fiddle, I think he could get back to here. Does that make sense for you visual learners? He's down here in my mind because he's third fiddle and has to defer. If he went back to being first fiddle, I think he'd be just below where he was. Especially put him on a team with a point guard like Lonzo who finds the open guy always. I think we would all be like, why did we get rid of Bill? I can't stand Bud. That would be you in the chat. Okay? Could be wrong. We'll see if and when it happens, though. Al Doji says, Gabe, how about Beal for Paul George? Well, I don't think Beal would accept one to Philadelphia because they're a losing team that's about to blow it up, likely. And also, Paul George apparently is having a really down year. Like, he's not come back from his injury very well at all. So, he's bigger. Hypothetically, he's a better defender. But I don't think he's not going to go to a cold city where the fans are 10 times worse as far as how they treat you when you don't play well. And a team that's not winning anything right now. He doesn't want to go back to what he was at with Washington, which was a cold city where they lose every game. He's not interested in that. Yeah, I believe it. I believe it, Baby Malo. Not everybody's meant to be in front of a microphone, you know? Some people are, though. Richard says, I'd rather have pop, lock, and drop it Paul George. I don't blame you. I mean, it would be interesting. I would look into it. Like, you got to think, like, how much of the Philly situation is his fault and how much of it isn't, right? Appreciate you, Mandy Moore. Listening from what part of Canada are you from? Oh yeah, Baby Malo says Booker doesn't like Paul George either way. That's true. Paul George and Book hate each other. So that will likely never, ever, ever happen. You guys think Oubre and Booker have beef. Real beef that's tangible is Paul George and Book. And yeah, Ruben, he can't stay healthy. You know? I don't even remember either. Roy, it might have to do with the bubble shot. Remember the bubble book shot where he's laying on the ground after he hits it? It might have been then. I don't know. Richard Press says, I'm saying we need a dominant center, at least drop 20 points a game. It's a wrap. That would be insane, right? To have that in the front court. But I don't know that you have to have it for it to be a wrap. I like what Nick Richards brings to this team. Toughness, sturdy rebounding. The way he was fighting Zubac for rebounds, like early in the game, Zubac got the rebound and Richards was like, bitch. Reached in there with them burly arms, ripped that shit away. Zubac was like, huh? Then Richards gives him a pump fake, gets him in the air, turns and hits a hook shot. I'm saying Nurkic could never and would never have done either of those things. Because when he didn't get the rebound initially, he would have been looking at the ref being like, oh, I got the foul! Oh, he fouled me! I get no respect around here! Or whatever his stupid accent sounds like. I'm done with him, clearly. Isaac says, wish we could have snagged Miles Turner when we had the chance. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Having him over Ayton, it would have been so different. It wouldn't have been perfect. I don't think we would have loved Miles Turner the way we do from afar. We would have, because we wouldn't have known how much worse we'd be off with Nurkic and Plum Dog and Eubanks. So we wouldn't have hit that step, and we wouldn't have known, and we'd be pissed off about Miles Turner's inconsistencies that he has. Asia says, who you got in the Super Bowl? The refs. The Chiefs. I got the Chiefs. Mike Cross says, Grayson Allen for Markkanen. Move Beal back into the starting lineup. Dude, Markkanen is one of the only people where I would hands down say, yes, do it. I would let Grayson Allen go for Lauri Markkanen. No question. Once again, I can't imagine the money works. If it does, my goodness. Hey, Utah, remember how you gave us those 3 first-round picks? How about we slide you 2 back and a delicious white boy who can dunk and hit the 3? All we're asking for is your 7-foot unicorn that for some reason you guys have been willing to part with. I would do that in a heartbeat. That's a hell of a... that's something I think the need to consider. The thing is, we haven't been in a situation long where we have these picks to play with. This is kind of interesting. Like, you can actually make some serious things happen with 3 first-round picks instead of just 1 in 31. You know, like, I like Lauri Markkanen so much. I've had his jumper on my player on 2K for the last 3 years. I love Markkanen. I love Dragon Bender. I like anyone who approximates a prime Kristaps Porzingis, because Kristaps was one of my favorite players. You know, until he got hurt and he's kind of a shell of himself. Luis says, unironically, Ayton would cook Nurk in 1v1. You're absolutely right. He would. No question. I don't know. Oracle, was he? It's been so long. Isaac said, is Dragon Bender available? Yeah, I'm sure he's available in some Russian league. Give me a second. I got to turn the heat off in this house. God damn. Who would have thought podcasting with a dog in your shirt for 3 hours would heat you up? Ruben, I know the Rockets are really good. I mean, they started it up last year. They got really good last year, and they're continuing to trend that direction. Brad, how dare you? But, sometimes. But Lauri Markkanen's a special player, man. He really is. Yeah, that's what it was, Mike. I got a little hot and heavy over here. Roy says, what seed are we? Let me take a look. Let's pull up the Western Conference. And let's pull up our schedule, because all of a sudden, guys, we are 3 games over 500. And I'm not as scared of our schedule as I was. I was really worried. But if we can look like this against the Clips, we really got a shot against anybody. The Clips aren't that good, but I just see us trending in the right direction. All right, standings. Where you at, though? Western Conference. Suns are the 8th seed, and tomorrow we have an opportunity to pass. We could pass, not tomorrow, the next game. We could pass the T-Wolves and catch up another game on the Clippers. And then we're looking at the Lakers for 5th. I would hope that we're better than the Lakers, at full strength. Don't know if we are or not. Oracle says the Warriors and Portland back-to-back will be crucial. Very true. Gotta win those. Wow, man. I did not know that the Warriors were back in 11th right now. What are they? What's their streak? 4 for their last 6 games? Yipes. Suns are one of the hottest teams at 8-2. And got to temper that again, though, because we've been playing against poor teams for the most part. All Septon tonight, where we actually beat a good team. James says, hope we trade before OKC game. Yeah, guys, we have to remember, we have until the 6th. So anything can happen around the 6th. I would like to announce it right now to those of you that are still here that I think me and Sundo are going to do a long, all-day free agency stream. If we don't sign Jimmy Butler, if we don't trade for Jimmy Butler or anyone before the trade deadline, we're going to do our own trade deadline stream all day until something happens. Malo, he's doing his own thing. Tori always does their big stream. I don't expect our stream to be big like theirs, but we're gonna do our own. I talked to Sundo about it. He's gonna get work off, and he should hopefully be able to be here for that too. Right, Brad. If anything, Nurk has to go, and you just give up what you got to give up to get rid of him, man. Don't make it too difficult. You just kiss it goodbye. You kiss those assets goodbye, and you get done with it. Very possibly, Asia. I could see that happen. I'll talk to Sundo. Remind me when Sundo's here. I'm sure he'll give you a wrench. Oracle says, dude, we need another center, but Bud is so gay for Plumlee. I don't think he's going to demote him. Rainbow emoji. Well, isn't that quaint? Yeah, he is. Not going to lie. He's not even playing Oso, which is a crime. An absolute crime. Mirage says, did you see that the Knicks are interested? Interested in who, Mirage? Tell me all about the Knicks wanting to make a deal. Because the Knicks got all kinds of talent we could work with. Tosi says, dream trade scenarios. Get Butler, lose Nurk, and Beal. Bro, if they could pull off a trade, let's say it's a 5-team trade, where you're trading assets, trading your picks, trading players, and obviously Miami don't want either of those guys, but just say you found a way to do one trade that got rid of Nurk and Beal, I would be over the moon. Absolutely over the moon about it. All of us would be. Like, we would have to have a party just to celebrate. Not because of Beal, because of Nurk. Final boss, Roy Maivia says, Gabe, thoughts on if we don't get Jimmy in the trade deadline because he could get traded by the offseason as well? What I don't like is that if we don't get Butler this season, doesn't it feel like we'd be up against it this season? Like because we're a team that, as hilarious as this sounds, we're a championship or bust team. We're not, but we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, our expectations, the position we've put ourselves in, we're supposed to be going for gold. So if we don't get Butler, does anyone think that this team as currently constructed can go all the way? I don't think we can. I don't think you think we can. And then we're just out there on an island, stranded, waiting for the season to end, gaslighting ourselves into trying to believe that we can really do it. I'm not saying Butler's the only thing that keeps us from that, but it needs to be something somewhere on that level. You know? So it's tough. It is tough. We need to get this done. And the Heat need to get it done too, because they're losing games that they shouldn't necessarily be losing. They have a huge distraction on their hand. I can't imagine that they want to have that distraction the rest of the season. Hopefully we can get it done, because nobody is, well, I want to say nobody. Memphis wanted him, but he doesn't want to go there because apparently he doesn't think they're going to give him long-term money. I believe, again, Bradley Beal has said, okay, I really will take a trade anywhere that's not Memphis. So that hurts us a little bit. I don't know. I just don't know if it's going to happen, you guys. I'm on the side. If this was like a 50-50 proposition, I'm on the negative side of the 50. Truly. Big Bad Brad says, it would truly be a miracle if we even made it to the past the second round. You're right. We got swept last season with a team that we thought could go all the way. What do we do this season? Where are we this season? What happens if we get matched up against killers this postseason if we make it? Ugh. I mean, like right now, we would be looking at playing the Oklahoma City Thunder. Do you know what Shea would do to this team? Lou Dort will have Booker injured so fast you won't even be able to snap your fingers. That's not who we want to play. Malo says, can we get Sticks back? That would be a dream come true. That's a player low-key that I would want even if we hadn't drafted him at some point. I love the way he plays. Roy says, we would get murdered. Absolutely. You don't believe, Burner. Stop lying to yourself. See, that Burner's gaslighting himself into belief. Malo. Yeah, Johnny. He will rip Booker's wiener right off of his body. First play of the series. You know? Matt says, I mean, the Heat did upset the East being a play-in team. It's possible, but they had a better team / top 5 coach and playoff Jimmy, which is like kind of our secret weapon if and when we get to the playoffs. If we have playoff Jimmy, then I believe in our playoff hopes. I do. Totally. Anything could happen if we had Jimmy and we made it to the playoffs. Anything could happen. We could be that team that we were meant to be. Especially if we're able to keep Royce and Grayson Allen. You know? Roy Boss Roy says, but to be honest, I'm liking that Beal on the bench. I know it hurts his ego, but we're winning. I don't care. Hopefully he gets to that mode. Hopefully where he's like, man, I didn't like it, but we are winning, and I do care about winning more than starting. So, okay, whatever. Let me go out here and be the best Beal I can be. That would also help us if worse comes to worse and we don't get to move on him. Matt says it would actually be funny if Jimmy gets here and pushes the Suns to be a 4th seed and then gets injured before the playoffs. Knock on wood. Any of that could happen. Absolutely. He's kind of injury prone himself. He's not immune to injury. Knightley says, need to make a move 1,000,000%. I don't know what is that, 100,000% by the 6th. Yes, we do, and you know a move is coming. There will be at least one move for the Suns, if not multiple. Ishbia is not going to sit on his hands. Roy says, do we trade Nurk for Ayton? No. He don't want to come back. He don't want to be here anyways. Although basketball-wise, I don't know that I'd say no if he wasn't such a bitch boy. Matt says, bro, look at the Mavs. They are injury central. Sucks what can happen to any team. And where are the Mavs? The Mavs are behind us right now because they don't have Luka. That's tough. We got to capitalize while they're down. We definitely don't want to be in a position where we're playing Luka in the first round. I don't want none of them problems. Not with this team. Crazy says, we getting another late night Shams trade tweet? I would guess no. Like, do you guys do that thing where you're laying in bed sleeping and then you check your phone just in case? Because I do. I do it every time I'm like about to wake up. I like panic check my phone, or I'll peek and just be like, did Sundo text me? Is Twitter blowing up? And then it did happen when we got Nick Richards. I was laying there. I was just about to go back to sleep and just say, F it, I'm asleep all day. I was like, let me check my phone. And Sundo texted me, it happened, all caps. So I'm thinking we got Jimmy, but it was Nick Richards. But I was damn near equally happy. Hopefully we get something like that. But I've been back to sleeping soundly. I ain't even really checking my phone lately because I don't expect it to happen. I just don't expect us to get what we want because Riley is that stubborn, and he's pissed off. He doesn't like getting bullied into do something. He's not going to allow himself to be bullied into doing something. You know? Mike says, man, I just noticed it's a shortage of good centers across the league. There is. You know, but there are some good centers out there. Nick Richards was one of them. I just love what that dude brings to the team. It makes me sick he didn't get to play in the win tonight in the 4th, but I think we found a gem. I think we found something that's been hidden on a bad team behind technically a better center. It was just a perfect storm. Reminds me, this wasn't a bad team, but remember when we got Marcin Gortat? Everybody was watching him punch dunks in over people that were like, wow, that boy can dunk. He looked good with the Magic, but he was behind Dwight Howard. So his stats were minimal. You didn't really know. But then he'd come in and fill in for Dwight, look good. Same thing I feel like with Nick Richards. Only difference is we don't have a Steve Nash because Steve Nash got his hands on Gortat, and it was just perfect. It was just a perfect situation. It was just a few notches down from what Amari could do when it comes to the pick and roll. So Gortat looked like an all-star for us there for a while. And I think Nick Richards is like the same thing with Eric Bledsoe, as much as I can't stand that fool. He was behind Chris Paul and other good guards, JJ Redick, I believe, on the Clippers, in that Lob City shit that they had going on. Everybody was like, man, he looks pretty good off the bench. What if his minutes were bigger? Same sort of situation here. Rodriguez, Tyus was good tonight. Tyus was great tonight. If Tyus can keep that stuff going, once again, him, Grayson, and Royce, they're so quietly important for this team. All the attention is paid to the big three, but it's those guys that make everything, lubricated and running well. Maivia says, how is Brook Lopez? You mean like how old is he? I don't know. I think he might be making a little bit too much money too. You got to remember the money situation is really rough for us. Johnny says it's crazy how much of an impact Nick Richards has had. Yeah, and in like minimal minutes too. He's just tough. He's properly sized and he's tough. He might lose battles, but he wins wars. And that's what we didn't have with Nurk. How is he basketball-wise? I don't know. I got to be honest, I have not been paying enough attention to the Bucks. But the Bucks are doing good this season, so who's going to think that they want to get rid of their big, I mean, like, what would we have to give up to get him? You want to come up here, little baby girl? Come here. Ugh. Quit kissing. Rodriguez says Richards has lit a fire in these guys. I don't know. I don't know if it's Richards. I think they like playing with him more. I think they enjoy having him down there more than Nurk. Nurk's just a bitch, man. He just acts like a bitch. He bitches to the refs. He's not tough. He's not a skilled big. He's just a blunt instrument. Like, I'll put it to you this way. Nick Richards is a hammer. Nick Richards has a head pause that's fashioned correctly to smack nails. And he's got that hook thingy on the back where if need be, he can pull a nail out of a board. Now, Nurkic is like a blunt pipe. Just a pipe. Can you hit a nail into a board with a blunt pipe? Yeah. Is it as accurate? No. Can it do other things? No. All he can do is go down there, be big, fall to the ground, and, grab rebounds. That's it. Against dudes that are smaller than him. Then he wants to turn and complain to the refs all the time, cry baby about not getting his way. He surely wants to try post-up moves, which are the ugliest post-up moves you've ever seen that too often end up with him on the ground. So, thank you, Knightley. This is my grandbaby, and she's a very good girl. She's very well behaved. This is an A+ dog. No, Asia, no kids yet. But I'm 37 and Katie just turned 37, so we need to get cracking if we're going to have kids, right? Lester says he kind of defended Jokic. Yeah, there was time where he was good against Joker. But I even feel like that time has passed. I feel like any of the mojo, any of the luster that he had is gone. It's gone. Then again, we haven't been seeing him play, so who knows? Ben Lippert says, but you can use a pipe to kneecap a sucker, so there is that. True. But he's a little too scared to do that. Remember when he got bitch slapped by Draymond and didn't do anything about it, but then he wanted to go at PJ Washington? Like, we barely have even seen Nurkic since that moment. Oracle says Nurkic and picks for Nicholas Claxton. I'd do it in a heartbeat. It used to be the thing where you're like, well, he's not really big enough. Nope, we got Nick Richards now. You pair Nick Richards and Claxton, I'll bust. If we had those two. I don't know that Brooklyn wants anything to do with Nurk Daddy. Except for the fact, remember this, Nurkic's money comes off the books after next season. That can be interesting to people. And somebody was saying that the Knicks are interested in Nurk. Have him. Trade us a retro Knicks jersey, and you can have him. Just take his money. You know? Lester, I don't think Nurk for Turner works for anyone but the Suns, you know? Brad, Miles Bridges available? No, he wanted to get a big payday out of Charlotte, and he got it. Ooh, camera went down. Let me switch this over real quick. Game's over, so it pulled my camera down. Sup. How do I do this? I need to pull something up. There we go. That'll do, pig. That'll do. This is Duchess. Daughter of Jack Bauer and Chloe. She's a good girl, and she's got Grinch toes. Right? Nestor says VIP, please. There ain't no game to watch, Nestor. Rodriguez says, Jesus, it's late. Yeah, man, it's already midnight. It's crazy. Ruben says, hello, Ducci. Her name that she goes by, though, is... It sounds funny. It's not what you think, though. Her name is Nudes, but that's short for noodles. Anywho, guys. Good game. Suns win. When is the next game? Do we have a back-to-back? Let's see. I almost wouldn't mind a back-to-back. No, we got a night off. We got a night off, and then we're home against the Timberwolves. Let's see what the Timberwolves... Wow, ESPN thinks we're going to win. 58% in the matchup predictor. So why would that be the case? If they don't have Alexander Walker, that helps. If they don't have DiVincenzo, that certainly helps. Yeah, gotta stack these dubs. Don't believe you, Burner, and don't want to hear about it. Let's see. They are 25-21. Yipes. They've won 3 of their last 3 games, 4 of their last 6. Okay, they lost to the Cavs and Grizzlies. They've beaten the Mavericks, the Nuggets. They beat down the Nuggets, and they beat the Hawks. This is going to be a tough game. I know they've gotten worse since letting Cat go to the Knicks. That was predictable. But this is still going to be a tough game. I cannot wait for that game. You would think so, Ruben, but aren't we kind of cheeks as well? I thought they were doing poor lately, but 3 wins versus those 3 teams, that's very respectable to me. Mavs, Nuggets, and Hawks is all respectable. Baby Mala says, do I think Dunn plays? I bet you Dunn does not play. A sprained ankle is generally 2 weeks minimum. And he limped off the court and went straight to the locker room. There was no, maybe I could play if we tighten up my shoe. It was like, nope, I'm done. So we're better off sitting him, because the last thing we want in his rookie year where he's overachieving is to have him get injured again and again. And again. We got to get his ankle sturdy enough that when he steps on someone else's foot, which is going to happen, it doesn't phase him to the degree that it's just like, oop, back to square one. That's what keeps happening with Beal. I know, because it used to happen to me. Knock on wood. I shouldn't even have mentioned it. Okay? Yes says, what a win. Woohoo! I agree. This might have been my favorite win of the season. The Lakers was really fun game 2. But since then, I feel like this is my favorite win of the season. I'm glad you guys were all here for it, man. Thank you for hanging out. We'll see you guys. What day is that? Wednesday night, 8 p.m. It's been a while since I've been the one to do it. Foot up on the gas, but somebody's got to do it. Suns win! Suns win! We're getting Jimmy Butler. We're getting Patrick Williams. We're getting Alonzo. We're trading Nurkic. And we're winning the Super Bowl, baby. Suns win. Yo, think about Sundo. He's going to wake up in like 3.5 hours and he's going to know that we won this game. That's crazy. I'm happy for Sundo.